Hey guys, Thomas the Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, here to review the movie Blues Big City Adventure. If you end up enjoying this full review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out those links in the description. One will head you over to my petition to help out smaller YouTubers. Second, third to my Patreon and PayPal, where you can help support me and the channel directly. And fourth to my Discord server, where you can join other YouTubers and get on the collab fun. And shilling will be reminded at the end of said review. With that out of the way, let's get into Blues Big City Adventure. So, you're probably why I'm even reviewing a movie like this. Well, turns out that I used to watch Blues Clues when I was a little kid, just like Arthur. The show I once appeared on, fun fact. I wish I had a clip to prove that to you, but I can only tell you by word for now. Anywho, it is very clear that Blues Clues has gone through quite a few iterations of host. The third host being Josh. I've not been keeping up ever since Steve, when I was a kid, obviously. So I had to decide. I saw this being promoted a lot, surprisingly. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. See what's up. So, here we go, getting into the plot. So, as the movie begins, we have Josh, our pro-tag here, singing and narrating about how he wants to be in a Broadway musical number, and to perform for a puppy named, well, Rainbow Puppy. I don't know if this is a new character or a reoccurring character. Based off of some of the dialogue, I would think that it's a reoccurring character, but I don't know. Again, I haven't been keeping up with Blues Clues, so... Anyway. So, he continues to sing about his little future, and as the new day comes on in, we see a little CGI Blue enter in, and we get some mail time, and the song that is associated with, or the mini-song, I should say, that is associated with mail time, as certain Blues Clues songs have been passed down from the previous and has only had a slight variation on it. Anyway, so we see him as a kid, very briefly, then getting super nervous. The bus comes to pick him up with another new mini-song, or pre-existing one, not sure which. Thus, we enter New York. And once there, we see that he is, not used to the New York life, as it's moving and hustling and bustling. But, it slowly turns into a musical little showcase, as several people are showing off what they can do with their beats. After this little showcase of a few minutes of dancing and singing, Josh realizes he doesn't have his notebook, which is his little thing he writes in that is supposed to be indicative of what every Blues Clues adventure typically has. All that while, the little salt shaker at home sings about how he wants to help Josh. So he grabs up all the other helpful little utensils and stuff like that, and they head out. All the while, we see Rainbow Puppy, or I'll just refer to her as Puppy for short, also talks about her dream and wanting an audition with some co-talent on her side. And they're going over auditions. Anyways, we cut back to Josh as he's going over the rules of Blues Clues as they, go through that. And they do it with the kids, the intended audience. So, the kids help him find the first clue, and Once he goes over to the place, he meets with the singer, and they sing about the several planets, and she teaches him how to get over his nerves. Is essentially what this little setup is. So it's a nice little, like, you know, how to, like, prep up for, like, a little show, or, like, if you ever want to get into, like, doing anything that takes, like, getting out there and doing it, which is a lot more than I think people realize, so, you know, it's a pretty good basic lesson. And using it as, you know, using Josh as this sort of crux to show, like, through his musical talent specifically, yeah, it narrows it down, sure, but again, it could be used more broadly than this. Anyway, speaking of the host, we catch up with Steve, who moves along, and he meets up with Josh. And the two of them are getting clued in with Steve's intuition of cluing. So they're trying to find a way to give Josh some a little assistance here, a little budge in the right direction. Along the way, we cut back to Josh, who meets some artist named Taboo. That's what he's credited as, and that's what he's called, so, okay. So, he does like a little rap song, and Josh is singing along. All the while, Steve and his buddy there trying to catch up. The other one, Steve and the one in the purple there. But they are denied the meetup initially. And thus, the second little hint slash song is about finding your specific song, and getting over those fears by, well, the first song did that with, like, for the first clue of getting over your fears by doing a little bit of repetition and practicing and things like that. These are things that I also learned specifically in doing acting classes, certain phrases that you can practice for pronunciation and such. For example, the big black bug ate the big black bear, and the big black bear bled badly. And, you know, saying that a few times, and then faster and slower, and making sure you're still pronouncing it correctly. And I screwed up there, because I don't have a good script. Anyway, so, the third clue is found with this little 8 lady, and this woman she seems to also have known. The people in this universe seem to be in on something, like the taxi driver is, and so is she. I almost assumed that she was the owner of the pink dog. I forget his name, because I know the pink dog is a guy. I remember that, but I don't remember his name specifically. Anyway. So the kids are out there helping him still. And, Josh gets in the taxi. And still with no clue where the exact theater is. So, this is where I referred to as people in the universe seem to just know these things. The taxi man appears to know what Steve is gonna say and copies him, and they sort of are like singing together as well. It's a moment, I guess. So they do their little, they get to the theater nice and late. Puppy leaves, but they do the song anyways, and she sees it on the screen, which makes her make him go do the thing. So he gets to put on the show, and it's a big old success. And then they do their little goodbye song after the fact, and that's about that. So it's a nifty little kid adventure, sticking to the basics. But also, it also feels like a finale for Blue's Clues, of like all the previous protagonists are here from the Blue's Clues eras. In one fell swoop, you meet all the Blue's Clues dogs, including the new one, or if she's somewhere else, then that one. Yeah, it does seem like this is like the finale, or like the final Blue's Clues adventure almost. I don't know, that's what it seems like. Anyway, it's harmless enough, you know? I'd probably give it a strange 7 out of 10 for, like, you know, it's intended to do what it's supposed to do, and that's all it needs to do and be. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, so there isn't much else to say. It's a relatively short movie, and a good chunk of it is taken up by the songs themselves. So yeah, that's my full review of Blue's Clues Big City Adventure. If you ended up enjoying it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out those links in the description. One will head over to my petition, second and third to my Patreon and PayPal, fourth to my Discord server, and all donations are greatly appreciated. And until next time, everyone, bye-bye.